coming up. Ketanji Brown Jackson's hearing wraps up with Republican pushback. And later, City Council attendees need a good reason to speak up.
Head coach Libby extended, and GymHawks earn honors. I'll tell you more in sports.
Will the warm spring temps return this week? I'll tell you more in weather.
Coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere. DITV News starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Abigail Kurten. As Ketanji Brown Jackson's Supreme Court hearings ended this week, Republican members of the Senate Judiciary Committee are reluctant to support her confirmation. Members like Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley are still unsure which way he will vote, citing a concern about her ability to interpret the Constitution. After the third day of the hearings, he said, quote, "Jackson has done a good job of sidestepping important questions about her judicial philosophy and her willingness to defend the court as an institution. We should have gotten more certainty from her," end quote. If the Democrats remain unified, no Republican votes will be needed to confirm Jackson, but it would make it the closest Supreme Court confirmation in modern history. A strong smell of gas at the chemistry building caused students and faculty to evacuate on Thursday. A hawk alert was issued at 1:20 p.m. and by 2 p.m. another alert said the issue had been resolved. The fire department detected no harmful gas in the building, and the source of the gas smell was believed to be a high-pressure relief valve that malfunctioned due to the cooler weather. There are new rules about public comments for those attending city council meetings. They require that comments made are relevant to the subject being discussed, and it is also expected that speakers only address one item at a time and speak to the council as a group and not individual councilors. Punishment for violating these rules include verbal warnings, being directed to leave the meetings, and being suspended from future city council meetings. Failure to comply with the sanctions may cause further punishment, but there is no clear ruling about what that would be. The City Council has said they do not want to arrest people, but they need to control disruptive behavior at future meetings. A long-running organization in Iowa City is helping those with disabilities reach their goals. DITV reporter Mo DeSico tells us more about how their outreach has impacted the community.
Systems Unlimited is an organization set to help those with disabilities live a fulfilling life. The idea began when a group of parents were unsatisfied with the form of care that their children with disabilities were receiving. It was difficult to send their children to institutions and care facilities far away while still ensuring that their children got the care and sense of community that they needed. The group opened their first home in 1971 and took care of 6 children. Since then, the group has gained support in the community and many people in Iowa City use their resources.
We really see ourselves as partnering with the people that we serve to say what is their goal out of life, and we're there as kind of just supporters and cheer-ons and there to kind of help them get those goals that they want out of life.
Systems Unlimited promises that those in their care get to explore all the parts of life that they may not get in other facilities. Activities range from baking to going out to the movies. The group has also expanded to include all age groups.
We work with people, all the way up until they're, way past their retirement. They can stay with us, as long as they want to, because it's their home. We really try to partner with people through their whole life.
They've also moved out of Iowa City and have facilities all across eastern Iowa. From Iowa City, Mo DeSico, DITV News.
Of Women's History Month, DITV reporter Angelica Toro talked to a local women-owned business to see what they bring to the Iowa City area.
In honor of Women's History Month, I had the opportunity to speak with Maggie, the general manager of Revival. She spoke to me about the store's origins.
The general manager worked for Sheila Davison, and she's the one who started Revival 18 years ago. She was inspired by the resale market in New York City, where she went to college.
This resale store has grown over the years, with COVID-19 triggering their biggest leap yet.
When COVID hit, we were closed because of COVID, and then we underwent a renovation. So we were closed for that for over a year. And that's when we moved our whole business model to being online. So we have expanded our online business dramatically over the last 2 years.
Maggie says the revival has been inspired by other people and women of color owning small businesses as well.
I love, I'm definitely inspired by small designers. So some of my favorite designers would be like the company Bagoo, who it's a minority woman of color owned brand.
Finally, for those who want to start a business, big or small,
but don't be afraid to self-promote, to hype yourself up and say like, our business is awesome. We do amazing, unique things.
For DITV News and from Iowa City, my name is Angelica Toro.
And I know we are all wishing for more sunny spring days ahead. Ethan, what is the forecast telling us?
Thanks, Abigail. Unfortunately, we are not expecting to have the warm spring temperatures return just yet. Today's going to be a high of 50 with a low of 33, but with a wind advisory all day. Saturday and Sunday are going to be basically identical, with the wind subsiding, the sun coming out, but the temps dropping to the low 40s. The rest of the forecast will be mild temperatures with cloudy skies and the possibility of rain later next week. Now, Sarah, don't you think with this warm, sunny weekend ahead of us, it'd be a great time to catch a baseball game?
Yes, Ethan, that's right, I agree. The Hawkeyes are returning to Duane Banks Field after having Wednesday's matchup against Grandview canceled due to poor weather conditions. Iowa will be taking on Central Michigan and will be relying on their pitchers to continue their strikeout streaks. Iowa's pitching staff leads the nation in strikeouts per 9 innings with 13.2 per 9. The Hawkeyes will also be looking to sophomore Peyton Williams to spark things offensively. The sophomore currently ranks in the top 10 in 6 different categories in the Big Ten, including 4th in doubles and 5th in batting average. And if the Hawkeyes want to win this weekend series, they will need Williams and the rest of the Hawks to get on base. Later today, Iowa softball has their first home game since March 15th against the Wisconsin Badgers. The Hawks are coming off a 5-game road trip that saw them go 3-2.
It's on the bus a lot of times. We were on the bus for 8 days this past week and just getting off the road. So it has its challenges, but also it helps us so when we come back home we have just 3 games in one weekend instead of 5, and they'll be ready to go with those 3 games.
The team is coming off back-to-back losses, including a tough 20-0 outing against the defending national champions in Oklahoma Sooners, but the team is keeping a positive attitude after these road bumps.
I think failure always leads to success. I mean, you have to fail in life for things to succeed. And so I think those road bumps have shown us as a team to work together.
Today's game starts at 3 p.m. at the Bob Pearl softball field. The Iowa women's tennis team hits the road for a Big Ten matchup against Indiana and Purdue. Iowa enters tomorrow's matchup with a 4-9 record after suffering a pair of losses against Ohio and Penn State last weekend. Individually, senior Samantha Mannix topped Ohio State's Sydney Ratliff, who is ranked number 43 nationally. Mannix improved her season record 2-1 in the singles, and the duo of Samantha Gillis and Marissa Schmidt are dominating their court with their doubles win against the Buckeyes, improving their record to 3-0. The Hawkeyes need to feed off each other's energy on the court if they want to snag 2 Big Ten wins under their belt. The matchup begins at 10 a.m. Come back on Monday morning for an update on women's tennis. 2 Iowa GYMHawks were named 2nd team All-American yesterday. Senior Lauren Guerin and junior Jerqueva Henderson are the 11th and 12th All-American in program history. Guerin becomes the 2nd Iowa gymnast to earn all 3 All-American honors in her career, joining Alexa Mudde. Head coach Larissa Libby has a signed contract extension through June 2026 after leading the GYMHawks to a berth in the NCAA tournament next week and finishing 3rd in the Big Ten tournament. Coach Libby and the Iowa GYMHawks head to North Carolina next week for the NCAA tournament. Come back next week for a preview on the GYMHawks at Nationals. Now back to you, Abigail.
Thank you for tuning in to DITV News. Head over to thedailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday. And tune back in on Monday at 8:30 a.m. for another news and sports update. For DITV News, I'm Abigail Kurten. Have a great day.